How does one deal with cult members in their own family? Do we continue to just avoid the subject? Isn't that what's gotten us here?
Let's go.
Mary, I know you've been watching this show about the Duggars, shiny, happy people. I caught a little of it. And it wasn't just that Duggar brood of however many kids they have, but there was this larger quasi-religious group that controlled Jim Bob Duggar. Do you see similarities between that world and the national scene in terms of how people are thinking and responding and what they accept as okay?
Absolutely. It's groups like that. Bill Gothard, Pat Robertson, James Dobson with Focus on the Family. It's all of those groups that 30, 40 years ago started infiltrating and talking and building these communities. That's where all this, Christian right-wing nationalism, that's where that whole cult came from. If you look at it, they have one thing in common, which is ask no questions, especially if you're a woman. If you're a woman, you don't say anything. You fall under the umbrella. I mean, I don't know if you've seen, there's a diagram. You fall under this umbrella. So basically the man is the head of the household. So it's very patriarchal. I mean, this is how I was raised. I attended that Institute and Basic Youth Conflicts. I attended that. It's a week-long series. And that's what you're taught is if you are a woman, if you are a child, you must obey, and then you are protected. That's the image of the umbrella, protects you. So children don't ask, don't tell, don't say anything. Women, nope, they know their place. And if you think about how white women vote, yeah, a lot of it falls under that. The default is always with the man.
Well, I'm concerned that if Thumbhead's followers continue to grow, the word cult will eventually fall aside, and it will just be branded a just movement in this country. And that's what it's going to be referred to. And I think if it gets into that space, we're done for. I don't know how to exist in a room with it, even if it's not said. I mean, I already know.
That is because it is democracy for them. Not democracy for everyone else. I listened to Bob Zoller maybe a month or so ago, and he talked about the fact that he was part of SNCC, which was the organization that John Lewis was a part of. His mother was an activist, and his father was a Klans member. And his grandfather, once his father was no longer a Klans member, did not ever speak to him again. And so I say that to say that when you sort of think about all of this in historical context, because this is what this has risen to, remember that in the Civil War, there were brothers and, fighting against brothers, one on one side and one on the other side. And so we have these things that are happening, and we'll have to make hard decisions. And I think that the decision that is the best is, some people, you can shame them. They can say, you know what, this is not who I am. And we will get those folks. The only thing that we can do, the only resolution that there is to really believe in your heart that there is more of us than them, and to do every single thing that we can to let everyone know who is part of us, how important their voice is, even if they think it's unheard. This is one of those times when just to keep your civil liberties, your voice will matter.
Hey, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to You Can't Beat Blue on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. And you can send your questions and comments to me directly at youcan'tbeatblue@gmail.com. I answer them all.